Hey, everybody, welcome to what I call Free Your Fascia and Emotions class. This is my basic beginners course, and I want to tell you a little bit real quick about me and what fascia is and what to expect in a fascial maneuver class. So my name is Deidre Freer. I've been known as Coach D for the last, well, since 2022 in the Human Garage community. I've went directly through all of their programs from beginning straight through and have done several 28 days in the mix of all of that. I followed their philosophy and did their supplement program. Now, I have experienced 30 years of a chronic headache, and I didn't experience my first day with an extended no headache until 2024. So that was almost 2 years doing fascial maneuvers. But from the very beginning, I knew that my body was responding differently to fascial maneuvers versus a massage or yoga or any other modality. Some modalities like cranial sacral do a lot of the energy work, but then they don't get into the movement and the deep breath and the pressure system. So again, fascial maneuvers just felt different in my body. I was not resisting it the way I would resist yoga or any other kind of stretching modality. There was less resistance in my body, and I was able to receive what it was for. I would say that the ups and downs in the beginning is very real as you learn how your body detoxes, because fascial maneuvers are going to help you detox while restoring the balance to your body. Once you're kind of through that, then your body evens out and you're able to be like, okay, now I'm remembering what feeling good feels like. And so after 2 years, I was really able to start to feel that 30-year long chronic, intense migraine come to an end. Um, okay, so why is that? Why were fascial maneuvers different for me than other modalities? And it's because I was intentionally focused on the fascia. So what is fascia? It is our connective tissue. It's like that spider web of highways that run through our body. But our organs and our body grow with this connective tissue around it. So just like we have 10 organs, and every organ we can access from our fingers to our toes through our ears, like in Chinese medicine, they'll acupuncture your ear for down in your foot. Um, we have those meridian pathways of energy, but we also have, like the rings of a tree, the fascia grows out around the organs like the rings of the tree, only it comes out in fascial layers. And these layers, each layer of fascia, will wind around our body, but always be connected to a foundational organ. And so when we do these fascial maneuvers, we're actually targeting different organs and bringing those organs out of stress. I'm going to show you one more picture. This one right here is a great way to show how those fascial layers all wind around the body like a double helix. So as we do these maneuvers, you're going to notice how we are also winding in a cross body counter rotation position, um, because that is how our body moves. When we walk in a counter rotation. If I'm driving and I look to the right, my hands are going to gently pull to the left. That's a counter rotation. Our fascia is highly intelligent, and so it tells us what to do. It is the largest organ that has over 300 trillion nerve endings. That surpasses the brain. So it really asks you, what is controlling us more, our brain or our connective tissue, our fascia, our highly intelligent organ that nobody has really taught us about? So let's get into it. Fascial maneuvers. Fascial maneuvers, instead of like yoga, where it's a linear, very postural alignment stretch to the body, to the muscles, fascial maneuvers are going to focus on, first of all, intention. Our intention is not going to be on muscle tension or opening up the muscles or stretching. Our intention is going to be around the fascia and the tissue, and allowing our intention to access the experiences that are stored in our tissue, whether it be the emotional component or a physical trauma, and allow that fascia to feel loved, supported, and open up the pressure from the inside with our deep breath so that when we come out of this counter rotation movement, the fascia evens out and balances and starts to let go. I want to show you one more thing. Our fascia is supposed to be made up of 70% water. Now, here's the thing. Fascia is also made up of 25% silica, which is what makes crystals into what they are. Only these are made up of so much silica and are hardened over a lot of pressure, right? Think of the diamond under pressure. So if we have 70% water and 25% silica and 5% bacteria making our fascia tissue what it is, what happens if our fascia is not completely hydrated? What happens if we don't have 70% water in our connective tissue? Well, all the blood flow that is going to flow through it is going to feel constricted and tight. All the nerve endings that flow through our fascia is going to feel brittle and activated and inflamed because we want our fascia to glide like there's water on the inside, not be stuck. So whenever we can open up this fascial tissue and have it properly hydrated, I'll talk more about minerals at the end of class, but when we do that, we allow everything to start to flow out of us that we have been holding on to that no longer serve us. And that includes chemical toxins to emotions and everything in between. So let's get started and talk about what are you going to experience in class today? So some things that you're going to experience when you are in these positions, let me just model real quick. When you're in these counter rotation positions, we're going to activate the pressure from deep within. Our body likes to move slow, have deep breath, which will activate the pressure within. And then when we come out of it, we might feel heat release off of our body. That could be chemical toxins or it can be emotions. Whatever it is, it doesn't need to be there. Just embrace it and let it out. You may feel chills. You may feel lighter and more open and taller, or you may feel very grounded and calm. So allow whatever sensations to come over you, be okay. And if you are questioning anything, feel free to send me a message or ask me any questions. The most important thing is we're going to be bringing our body out of stress. So whatever hormones are too low need to be raised, it's going to happen. Whatever hormones are too high and need to be lowered, it's going to happen so that hormones are balanced. When our hormones are balanced, the organs come out of stress. And then our sensory input and output is so much more alert. So I might remind you to look around and check your surroundings and see if things look brighter. Okay, last but not least, emotions may come up. So just like physical sensations may surface that you haven't felt and it may feel uncomfortable at first, let it be okay. Let any emotion be okay, from anger to extreme sadness, or maybe you'll start laughing. Who knows? It's that somatic release that our body is so desperately asking for. And the truth of this is when we start to do this, we are going to open up the body's ability to communicate. Let's get started. We're going to start with a 15-minute stress reset. And very quickly, we're going to start with a palate swipe from right to left on the roof of your mouth. We have a diaphragm here, here, and here. So with that diaphragm at the top, we're going to counter rotate it so that the other diaphragms in the body can reset. Let's cross our right foot over our left, lay our right hand on our left shoulder and our left hand on top. Stick that thumb up, and we're going to swipe from the right side around to the left 6 times. Bring your belly button up to your, bring your belly, zip up your zipper and send your belly button back to your spine. With that thumb up, swipe from the right to the left 6 times. 1. With pressure, 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Come on out of that. and just wiggle your head around and see if it loosened up any of that C1 and C2 area. For the longest time, I was so constricted there, I didn't feel much with that. But now, whenever I do it, I feel it down in my sacrum. All right. Now to the juicy part. Let's do totally twisted. Now, just as I had mentioned before, we are going to activate our pelvic floor hold. So I want you to imagine pulling up those sex organs, tightening things up from the bottom up towards the middle of the belly button, and then send your belly button back to your spine. We are not doing a full C curve here. I'll let you know if we ever do that. We're just lifting that pelvic floor hold. So I'll cue you by saying belly button to spine to remember to do it. If it's your first time, you'll probably let go of it often. That's okay. Let's start with totally twisted. Right foot over your left. Right hand is going to go under your left armpit. Left hand is going to go on top. Bring up that pelvic floor into that belly button to spine. Look to your right and stick your tongue in your right cheek and feel around for the tightest spot. Rotate your body to the left. Breathe in through your nose and out your nose 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Relax the tongue. Look further over the right shoulder. Turn that body to the left as you're hugging. We're going to stage breath in through your mouth. 1, hold. 2, hold. 3, hold. You may be feeling some heat. Check that rotation and exhale. Relax those shoulders down. Again, breathe in through the mouth. 1, hold. 2, hold. 3, hold. Rotate and exhale. Let the jaws relax, the temples. Breathe in through the mouth. 1, hold. 2, hold. 3, hold. Check your rotation. Look further over the right and exhale. Belly button to spine. Keep looking over that shoulder to the right. Pick one spot, keeping your eyes on it. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2, nose. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Keeping your feet and hands in the cross body. Come neutral, looking forward. Take time to swallow. Relax that neck a little. Look to the left and rotate your upper body to the right. Make sure that pelvic floor, belly button to spine. Stick your tongue in the left cheek and feel around for the tightest spot and hold it there. Breathe in and out your nose 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Relax the tongue. Stage breaths in through the mouth. 1, hold. 2, hold. 3, hold. Check your rotation and exhale. Again, 1, hold. 2, hold. 3, hold. Relax the shoulders on the exhale. Belly button is to spine. Last time, suck air through a straw. 1, hold. 2, hold. 3, hold. Rotate and exhale. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 2. Keep looking at the same spot. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Come center. Only undo your feet first. Make sure you feel stable. And then undo your arms. Now, you have feel a lot of pressure or lightheadedness in the head. You may feel a lightness about you. And you may want to roll your ankles and wrists because the pressure we just created is ready to come out through the last of the extremities. Very quickly, let's take a little figure 8 walking to let that integrate. When we walk in a figure 8, you're able to really feel where you are in your space around you in all directions. So it allows the body to kind of process what it just went through. Because we are unwinding old compensation patterns created from restrictions, we're unwinding those. So the body has to take time to integrate it, is a great way to say it. Okay, other side. Left foot over, left hand is going to go under the right armpit, right hand's on top. Give yourself a nice hug. Belly button is going to zip up and send the belly button to spine. Now, this time when you do the tongue, feel how it shifts the pressure in the rest of your body. When we put pressure up here with the tongue, it will possibly feel it down in your lower body. So let's look to the left, rotate the body to the right, stick your tongue in that left cheek and feel around for a tight spot. Feel where it might change the pressure somewhere else in your body. Let's breathe in and out our nose 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Relax those shoulders. Drop the tongue. Stage breath. Suck air through a straw. 1. Hold. 2. Hold. 3. Hold. And exhale. Again. 1. Hold. 2. Hold. 3. And exhale. One more time. Stage breath in. Hold. 2. Hold. 3. And exhale. Stare at one spot over that left shoulder. Breathe in your nose and out your mouth. 2, 3. In the nose. 4, 5, and 6. I like to tuck the chin in gently to really expand the back section of the cranium meeting the neck. And slowly come neutral. I like to take time to swallow. It resets my parasympathetic state of rest. Look over that right shoulder. Rotate the upper body to the left with the belly button to the spine. Check in and feel in with those feet. Stick that tongue in the right cheek and feel around for the tightest spot. And as you do it, where does it put pressure in the lower body? Breathe in and out your nose 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let the tongue rest. Stage breaths in through your mouth. Breathe in. 1. Hold. Relax the shoulders down. Belly button to spine. Breathe in more. Hold. Relax your jaw. Breathe in more. Hold. Check that rotation. Hugging to the left. Looking to the right. And exhale out. Again, breathe in. 1. Hold. 2. Hold. 3. Hold. Rotate and exhale. Breathe in. 1. Hold. 2. Hold. 3. And exhale. Stare at the same spot over that right shoulder, in your nose and out your mouth. Burping is good. We're moving pressure. 2, 3. Tuck that chin in. 4. Belly button still to spine. 5. And 6. Slowly coming neutral to look forward. Undo the feet first, and then undo the arms. This time, walk in that figure 8 opposite of the direction you started last time. Let all of that integrate. When you're ready, look up and around at your surroundings, making sure that you are taking in what just shifted in your body. All right, moving on to anti-gravity. I want you to watch me first as I show you the positions so that you don't have to watch me the whole time while you're in the position. Step one of anti-gravity is we're going to clasp our hands together and we're going to pin it down low against the skin at the base of the neck and lift up towards your crown. No matter where your crown is at, that's the direction I want you to be sending those hands in the direction of the crown. Now, the 4 positions are going to be looking up, opening up underneath the shoulder blades and the chest. We're going to tuck the chin and look down, and then we're going to look under each arm as we do our breaths. It's almost like you're doing the freestyle and moving your cervical and thoracic area in that rotation, keeping the hips as stable and stationary as possible. So the rotation is happening from that upper body. Then when we get back into that squat, we're going to pretend that our hips are still stable and neutral, but we're going to rotate looking both ways from more of that lumbar position. Then whenever we get done with that, we're going to come down into a squat. And this is when you can really get that C curve to tuck in that pubic bone up to sternum and the nose and forehead down to the sternum and pubic bone. And we'll take some breaths here. When we're done with that, we will come up bum first. I like to really let the fingers clasp against the neck and pull on that cranium, base of the cranium, as we come all the way up into the first position, looking back up. Now, this is called anti-gravity because of the decompression of the spine. And that's going to bring a lot of life force energy into the nerves all through the spine. So be ready for that. If you need a bolster or some pillows or a little step stool underneath you to do the squat, you're welcome to do that. Doing the squat against the wall is also supportive. So feel free to support yourself in any way. If you don't want to go down into the squat, just stay up and do the higher levels and just do the extra breaths. Let's get started. Clasp your hands and put them at the base of your neck, lifting up. At any time, you can get a re-grip there. Bring your belly button up to the zip up the zipper in the front and send your belly button to the spine. Your feet are about wider than hip width apart. And I want you to send that belly button to spine and look up to the ceiling. Play around with opening your elbows and closing them. Where does it feel the most restriction? Hold it there. Breathe in through your mouth. 1, 2, 3. Now feel the shift in where the air goes when we breathe through our nose. Breathe in 1, 2, and 3. Tuck that chin in. And right here, we're going to breathe in through our mouth and look to the right. Remember, those hands are still gliding the skin on the back of the neck forward. Exhale down. Breathe in through the mouth. Look to the left and down. Breathe in through your mouth to the right, down. Breathe in through your mouth to the left, down. I'm going to get one more grip on my neck. This time, breathe in through your nose. Look to the right, down, exhale. Breathe in through your nose. Look to the left and exhale down. Looking back up, I want you to sit back into that squat and looking up just barely at the screen. Breathe in through your mouth, look to the right and exhale down. Breathe in through your mouth, look to the left, exhale down. Breathe in to the right, down. Check that belly button to spine. Breathe in to the left, down. Let's do one more, breathing in through the nose. Breathe in through the nose. Look to the right and down. Breathe in through the nose. Look to the left and exhale down. Now, coming into that squat, I have to take time to lean to my left leg, lean to my right leg, and kind of move my way into it. Belly button is going to be all the way to the spine, pubic bones coming up, and the forehead and sternum are coming down into a ball. Your hands on the back of your neck are still pulling towards the crown. Breathe in through your mouth. 1, out, 2, and out, 3, and out. Try to relax and sit into it. Again, you can do this against the wall. Breathe in through your nose. 1, 2, and 3. Keeping your head down, elbows down. Send that bottom up. Belly button is still to spine. Come up one vertebrae at a time. And right now, the pinky side of your hand is just really allowing gravity to pull on the base of the cranium. As you start to come up through your shoulders, you're going to look all the way up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath here and slowly allow the head and the arms to come down. Take a smile, roll your shoulders, and through this next walking sequence, feel into your wrists, the mobility of things, the flow, your groundedness. What are some of the sensations that you are feeling? So that was the 15-minute stress reset. If you take out all the explanation beforehand, and once you learn it, it will move very quickly for you. Okay, let's do 3 global movements that bring massive shifts to the body as well. We're going to do swinger, pullover, and pretzel squat. Let's start off with swinger. So swinger is really great for the shoulders. So swinger is really great for the shoulders. Let's sit back into that baby squat and drop our hands right in front of our knees. We're pretending that there's a chair behind us, but we're going to end up going deeper into the squat once we're set up. Right hand is going to go on your left shoulder, and you're just setting it there. The left hand, you're going to really grip onto that skin at the base of the elbow, at the base of the upper arm, right behind the elbow, pulling down. This is called a pin, and we lock it in place. It's what makes a fascial maneuver something special. Right now, we're going to start with the counter rotation with looking over our right shoulder, but rotating our upper body with the shoulders and the elbow going outside the left knee. Right here, we're going to sit back into that squat a little bit more. Imagine the right hip going down at that angle and the right shoulder coming up and over, separating this section right here. As we do this, we're going to breathe through our mouth. 1, 2, belly button to spine. 3, look a little bit more to the right, turn a little bit more to that left, sit back even deeper in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Come on out of it. Feel the difference from that right lung capacity to the left side. Start to imagine your breath not just going down into the lungs, but expanding in a 3D spherical rotation, right? All the way around, engaging. All right, let's do the other side. Sit back in the baby squat. Get your hands dangling in front of the knees. Left hand's going to go on top of the right shoulder. Right hand is going to pin down the skin behind that elbow. Look over your left shoulder and rotate the body to the right. Sit back a little bit further into that squat, separating and elongating the left hip from that left shoulder blade. Look more to the left, rotate to the right. Breathe in through your mouth. 1, 2, belly button to spine. 3, sit back a little bit more. Bend those knees. Make sure your weight is evenly distributed from the balls of your feet to in the main area of the balls of your feet. Breathe in through your nose. 1, 2. Tuck that chin in. Deep breath through the nose. 3. Come on out of it. And again, I like to move my ankles and wrists because whatever pressure had been building up in there, we just moved it out. And now we want that hydraulic system to take it all the way out. All right, pull over. This one's great to really activate the meridian pathways that come up through the back, which would be, the main ones would be bladder, kidney, and gallbladder. Gallbladder is a powerhouse for many of us who have experienced headaches. So when we do pull over, I don't want you grabbing up here by the traps. I actually want you to find the crease of your armpit and grab just on the inside there. Now, whenever I started this, I could only grab from about right here. That's okay, as long as you feel some kind of tug from this pin that we have right here, feeling it down in the lower hip. Now, I like to get a little electrical conduction, right? The liquid from my spit, and I like to grab skin to skin and then lift. I have a better pin and I lock it in place. The right hand is going to go across to your left ribs. Now imagine both of these hands pinning down and bringing the skin forward in the direction that the hand would move. We're going to pin it and lock it, but that's the motion that we are doing. Press, bring it forward. Belly button is to spine through this. Open your legs wider than your shoulders. Look to the right. The side with the hand on it is the direction our head looks. Lift up that right shoulder, allowing the left shoulder to drop. Now bend your knees forward. Instead of a squat, we're going to sit and pretend there's a stool directly under us, right under the vertebrae. Drop that left shoulder more to the left, right shoulder up. Bring that right shoulder across the body to the outside of the left knee. And now you feel it in that deep right hip and the low back. Breathe in through your mouth. 1, 2, 3. Belly button to spine and relax the right side of your neck while you're looking up at the sky. In through the nose. 1, 2, 3. And slowly come out of it. The fascia loves to move slow as it's figuring this out. Again, move those ankles and wrists to allow that pressure that we just activated to move on out of the body. Nice calming breath. Let's do the other side. Take your right hand, find that crease of the armpit and come just on the inside of it in that meaty section. I like to go skin to skin. Left hand's going to go across to the right ribs, press in and pull forward and in towards midline. Look towards the shoulder with the hand, so to the left. Lift the left shoulder up. Belly button is to spine through the whole thing. Drop that right shoulder down. Keep that left shoulder coming up. Notice here, pretend you're sending the left hip down to the left heel. Bend the knees forward. Drop that shoulder more to the right. And now cross that left shoulder over to the outside of the right knee. Breathe in through your mouth. 1, 2, 3. Check your belly button. Relax the left side of your neck. In through your nose. 1, 2, 3. And come on out of it. Whew. Walk to integrate that. Moving those wrists, but then allowing your arms to swing. We are working in counter rotation, and walking with swinging arms is the #1 counter rotation that our body does naturally. So we want to make sure we're not holding our hands as we're walking to integrate. Okay, let's do pretzel squat. Tee up that right foot to the center line of your left foot. Put your hands on your hips. Turn your hips in the direction that your right toes are pointing, step forward and play around with it. We're going to be bending here. So you want to feel solid and secure. Send that left hand out parallel to the right foot. The right hand's going to go on your right bottom cheek. Look forward, belly button to spine. The belly button to spine is really going to hold you up here so that your thighs don't get too tired. So keep that in mind. With your hand on your right hip, you're going to feel that right hip go into your hand as you peek over that shoulder to your toes. Once you see your toes, take that left hand to your right shoulder and set it down. Flip your palm, your right palm up so that the back of the hand glides up the back of your back. Glides up your back. Look over that left shoulder, but keep those shoulders rotated towards the right toes. Now, reminder, belly button to spine to hold you up and bend your knees. If your knees start to fall in, I want you to come up a little bit. Otherwise, keep going down. And when you're here, belly button to spine, holding you up, breathe in through your mouth. 1, 2, relax the neck. 3, tuck that chin in a little. Look more to the left, rotate the shoulders to the right and through the nose. 1, 2, and 3. Using your angel wings and your belly button. Come on up, switch your arms. Now, as you get better, you can switch arms while you're still down in with the knees bent. Your left palm is facing up your back and your right hand's on your left shoulder. Look over your right shoulder, rotate. Let your hands come out. Roll the shoulders and ankles and wrists. You are welcome to visit me on some of my more advanced classes. I like to modify and expand these maneuvers that I'm teaching you the basic ones now. Okay. Left heel comes into T to your center of the right foot. Step out with your left foot. Reach your right hand out past your left foot. Make sure those hips are turned and facing in the direction of that left foot. Put your left hand on your left bum cheek. Right hand touches your right, or right hand lands on your left shoulder. Look over to the right. Peek over the shoulder until you start to see your toes. Now flip that back hand up your back once you see the toes. Look over the right shoulder. Open the knees, bending them forward. And now for me, this is where I feel my right tight jaw down in my right tight ankle. We're always connected. Looking more to the right, rotate the shoulders to the left. Belly button is holding us up. Breathe in through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Tuck your chin in for an upper body pin. Breathe in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. If you can, switch your arms while you're down here. Left hand goes on right shoulder, right hand, palm up your back. Look over the left shoulder, rotate the shoulders towards the right a little, opening up the upper body. Breathe in through your mouth. 1, 2, 3. Belly button's holding you up. Breathe in through the nose. 1, tuck your chin in. 2, and 3. And come on out of it. All right. Walking that one off, feel into some of the sensations. Where do you feel wider, more open? Where do you feel lighter? Are things brighter? When we bring the body and organs out of stress, our senses are more active. Okay, Last but not least, we're going to do organ reset. And I am over time, so I'm going to shorten organ reset down to 3 breaths each. We do prefer to do 6 breaths because by that 5th or 6th breath, the body really takes it in. But for time's sake, I want to honor your time. We're going to do 3 breaths each. Warm up your hands, get the energy going and flowing. Clap a little to activate that aura around you because our fascia is our inner aura, sending and receiving messages. And so our aura outside us is also sending and receiving messages. We're activating that. Set both hands on your belly button. Move 2 inches to the right, 2 inches down. Press your right hand down into it and then rotate your hand to give it a thumbs up. So it's going to look like this. If you don't have the upper body strength to do that, just lay your hand there. Remember, our practice is very intentional, so it's still going to work. Left hand is behind your neck. Belly button is still to the spine through this. And we're going to take 3 breaths here. Breathe in 1. In through the mouth 2. And 3. Say thank you. Thank you, small intestines, for the grief that you give me so that I can feel my emotions. I'm ready to let go of this grief that I'm holding on to make room for more joy in my life. 1 deep breath in and exhale out. Shake it out. Now we're really communicating and bringing back the language to the body. So just let the body listen and take it in that you're doing this new communication tool, right? Right hand to the right side of the ribs, the liver and gallbladder. Press in and rotate that thumb up. Left hand behind your back, belly button to spine. 3 breaths in through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Say thank you, anger and resentment, for protecting me through judgment. I choose innocent love through forgiveness and understanding. 1 deep breath in and out. And flick that out. Let that anger go out of you. All right, right hand over, find the left rib. Just lay that right hand right underneath that left rib, and you're kind of pressing in and bringing it up towards the shoulder. Again, skin to skin. I can kind of lock that pin in place a little bit easier. Hand behind your neck, belly button is to spine. Breathe in 1, 2, 3. Say, I let go of what no longer serves me. And I receive my nourishment through my heart's desires. 1 deep breath in and out. And shake it out. All right. Large intestine. Lay that hand, just put 2 fingers to your belly button, 2 inches to the left, 2 inches down. Press in, and you can rotate or just lay your hand down, right hand in there and pull up towards the right shoulder. Left hand behind your head. Again, there's really no right and wrong as long as we have pressure activated there and we have the intention of letting go of our overthinking. Breathe in 1, 2, 3. Say, thank you, brain, for all the thinking you do for me. I choose to listen to my heart and let go of everything else. 1 deep breath in and out. All right. Moving on to the bladder. Doing the bladder can actually relieve a lot of pressure in the low back that people perceive as pain. So taking both hands to your pubic bone, lifting up, pressing in to the soft spot, and then pulling apart. If you want 1 hand behind your neck, you can go ahead and do that. I like to do it with both hands and just bring up the pelvic floor hold, belly button to spine, tighten that the bum cheeks together. Lean your shoulders back a little, and you can sway with this one. Sway as you breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Just say, I let go of this fear whenever I'm already protected by my divine. I no longer need this fear to protect me. I feel my blessings and my angels guiding me. And shake that out. Move things around. Take your right hand to the bra line on the side with an open hand. Bring it forward, press down, and left hand behind your neck. Again, we're doing a quick version of organ reset, but the kidneys are the powerhouse of our emotions. So we're going to lean to the left, really activating it. We're also doing the lungs here. Breathe in through our mouth. 1, 2. You can look up a little if you'd like. 3. Say, all my emotions are okay. I'm ready to move these emotions out. And come out of it. Let's do the left side. Find that bra line area, press forward and tug down, right hand behind your neck. Drop your elbow down to the right. You can look up gently, breathe in through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. And say, I am safe to feel the emotions in my body. Breathe in once. Really bringing the organs into a sense of safety. That left hand is going to glide that thumb down to the base of the ribs towards the spine. Right hand behind your neck. Activate that pelvic floor, belly button to spine, and bring your forehead and elbow down towards your right toes, activating the spleen, the organ of worry. Breathe in through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. And speak to the worry. Say, thank you, worry, for having me be aware of my surroundings and others. With my body out of stress, I can be aware without the worry. 1 deep breath in. And just let go some of those worries that you hold into that body. Shake it out. And the last one, our thyroid, speaking our truth. Put one hand behind your head, the right hand. Find that little trachea and esophagus down low and press in and lift up. And say to yourself, I love speaking my truth through compassion and empathy. Breathe in through your nose. 1, 2, 3. My words are my guidance system, even when it's inconvenient for others. I'm opening up my receiving and giving with innocent love. And after organ reset, there should be a calmness that you feel. Even for me, I slow down my talking. I go from talking higher pitched down to a lower pitch. So let's take a pause. Let's go get a drink of water, use the restroom if you need to, and come back to learn a few more maneuvers. Okay, so we have a few requests for specific dis-ease or imbalances in the body. And the first one is headaches. That one I can really talk to you about. So whenever you're experiencing a headache, I recommend 2 maneuvers. 2 main maneuvers, although there's many that you can do and change it up. The first one is the vagus nerve reset. So I want you to take your right hand, glide it down the left side of your neck from the jawline down, and find a spot that is really tight. I want you to press down and rotate away from the body. It doesn't really matter which way you rotate, just pick a direction. That right there, you may already feel it tugging on some tendons and muscles that are really tight. Play around with tucking your chin in, opening the back of the cranium and neck, and then turning your chin more to the right. Now, take your hands and separate the fingers, 2 fingers on one side, 2 fingers on the other. And I want you to put your ear right in the middle of those fingers and cup the whole jawline in the palm of your hand. This way you're really able to pin your fingers down and then send your jaw away. So imagine both hands are separating away from each other in a diagonal. Belly button to spine, sit back in a squat now. So you have the pin in the lower torso area. Now tuck that chin in again. Now you've pinned the upper cranial, upper vertebrae area. Breathe in through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, and move around while still separating your hands, breathing in through your nose. 1, 2, 3. Usually, come on out of it. Usually this upper rib is out, and so it's causing huge irritation to all the nerves and the vagus nerve coming up through the head. So if we can kind of calm down that rib and what's pulling on it, that can help us out a lot for immediate relief. Let's do it on the other side. Take your left hand, glide it down the right side of your neck, find that tight spot, pin it, and do a little rotate. That's the pinning and locking in place. Open the fingers on the other side to where you can take your ear between your second and third finger. Press down on that skin and send it up towards the hairline. Cup the rest of the hand in the jaw and play around with the placement of your jaw. Tuck your chin in, move it towards the left shoulder, up a little, and sit back in that squat, belly button to spine, 3 breaths in through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Now feel free to move around and dance slow with yourself. Breathe in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. And come out of it. And roll those hands, move those ankles. We might have really opened up some pressure there and letting it hydraulically move through the rest of the system of the fascial connective tissue. The next one is called antler twist. And I have a special one called the Freer twist bliss where I'm really going deep into this section of the head. So you can find that over in any of my other videos or DM me and I'll send one to you. But let's just do the original foundation of antler twist. Your right fingers are going to go facing back on your right temple area. Your left fingers are going to face forward on your left temple area. It's going to look like this. Press in, rotate to meet the fingers at the top called antlers, and then gently lift up at your wrists. So right fingers back, left fingers forward. Press in, move your fingers to where they're both meeting at the top, and you can relax them down. But now gently lift up at the wrists area. Belly button to spine to really decompress that spine at the lower body. Look to the right, open and close your jaw 3 times. Remember to breathe on your own. Slowly. Now look all the way to the left. Open and close your jaw slowly 3 times. Make sure you're not holding your breath, just breathe. If you need a regrip, go ahead, come to the middle, look up and open. And look down and open. And now let's get some breaths in through the nose here, moving around in all directions. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. A quick plug for hydration here. The dura layer of the fascia wraps around the brain and in and around the skull everywhere. And that is the dehydrated area of the pain that you feel. The brain has no nerve endings. The brain can't feel pain. So it's the hydration of the dura layer of your fascia. And that's what I feel has been hydrating over these last 3 years doing this Human Garage program. All right. For hip pain, we're going to go straight to the floor. So meet me down at the floor. If you want to grab a pillow for your head, if you are not able to lift your upper body up, mostly I want you to be aware if you are activating your neck too much whenever we come up to a ball. Okay. So if you're not somebody that can do a sit up easily, feel free to have a pillow under your head. Feet flat on the floor. Send your right knee over the left, lift up your legs, and then I want you to take your hands and grab onto your shins. And just like we do a pin and a pull forward, we're going to do that right there on the shins and the calves. Now, activate that belly button to spine and lift up using your shoulders. Your nose comes up to your knee. Look over to your right shoulder, but bring your right shoulder up to your knee. Relaxing the neck. Breathe in through your mouth. 1, 2, 3. Look over to the left. Bring your left shoulder up and drop your right shoulder back. Breathe in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Really roll those ankles around as you've got the pin and hold on the shins. And you can even set yourself back, move your hands to your knees, and do a nice little counter rotation on the knees, swaying from side to side, getting into that deep internal rotation of those hip joints. And set your feet down. Take your left foot over the right knee. Bring those knees up, hands to your shin and calves. Grab it and pull it forward, up and over. Activate that belly button to spine. Lift up with your shoulders, relaxing the neck. Look towards the left. Bring your left shoulder up and drop your right shoulder back. Breathe in through your mouth. 1, 2, 3. In through the nose. Look the other way and shift the shoulders. 1, 2, 3. Roll those feet really slow right here. Let the pressure from the hips and knees that are locked in place come out through the ankles and relax down. Roll to your side to come up gently. You do not need to sit straight up and tug on everything. All right. Walk that all together. Move around. Feel how your gait has changed. Is there a little bit more sway to your hips after that one? Imagine what that sway will do to your shoulders. Okay. Next is jaw pain. Now, I was diagnosed with TMJ disorder for decades, and I don't think I ever had it. I just had dehydrated fascia restriction and a lot of stored emotions in my jaws. So we're going to do the jaw release and an ear pull of all things for jaw clenching and jaw pain and tension. So right up in here, just like following my microphone, we're going to set our fingers on both sides of our jaw, right in that nook and cranny at the top right molars. You can either, this is going to hurt if it's the first time doing it, but lift up, pull out, rotate those fingers, or drop that bottom jaw as you look up. Okay. I'm going to sit into a squat and come closer to the camera here. You can do the same if you want, or stand, doesn't matter. Pointer fingers, glide them up the top teeth along the gum line to the pocket. Pull out and up. Yes, it's going to hurt. And drop that lower jaw. Breathe in your nose and out your mouth 6 times. Go ahead and go. Keep going. Remember, belly button to spine. And drop that jaw. Tuck that chin in. Move slowly. Now I barely have any tension or tearing sensation. whenever I do it because I've done it so many times, so it does get easier. That's a great one. If you want to open up your hips and your ankles, but you just feel like taking the time to do that, your hips and ankles will benefit from that jaw release. All right. For jaw, a lot of our nerves come in through our ears, and our vagus nerve comes down through here. So if we work on the ears, we're actually going to release the face and the jaw. So for this one, I want you to take your left hand, grab the top of your ear. Right hand's going to grab the bottom of your ear. Pull your ear apart, bring the top back and the front and the bottom forward, and then lift it off the top of your head. Lift it towards the ceiling as you drop your left ear to your shoulder. Again, we can sit and slow dance with ourselves in a baby squat while we breathe 6 breaths in and out your nose, in your nose, out your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your jaw. And 6. Ooh, I had an ear pop. Nice. This has been huge for the headaches and jaw pain that I've experienced. Right hand up and around top of the earlobe, left hand bottom of the earlobe. Pull apart. The top goes back and the bottom comes forward. Drop your head to the right and lift it up off your head. Breathe in through the mouth. 1. Belly button to spine. 2. In through the nose. 3. Really look around. 4, 5, 6. And roll your shoulders back. Feel the tension come out of the neck. Open and close your jaw. Yawning is an amazing sign that stagnant energy is moving and new life force, oxygen and blood is coming to areas. So yawning is a great sign. All right, digestive issues. This is another great one for hip pain, but I saved it for digestive issues, is the psoas release. We're also getting right back down to the 2 organs, the valve of Houston in the small intestine and the ileocecal valve in the small intestine and the valve of Houston in the large intestine. So a lot of that restricted fascia is going to open up everything around, not just the hips, but all of the digestive organs that just kind of get trapped and stuck from all of our sitting and stagnant movement. All right, both hands, belly button to spine, fingers on the belly button. Move 2 inches to the right and 2 inches down. We're going to step forward with the left foot, press in and pull apart. Again, skin to skin is really best for me because then I can really grip that skin and pull it apart. Make sure both toes are facing forward in the direction of your nose. Belly button to spine is really going to activate this more. Now lean those shoulders back. Look to the left, turn to the right, and lean some more. Breathe in through your mouth. 1, 2, 3. In through the nose. 1, 2, 3. I like to move around a little and come on out and shake it. Woohoo. All right. That wakes up the whole line for you. And that vagus nerve runs all the way through. Belly button, hands or fingers to the belly button. Let's do the left side. 2 inches to the left, 2 inches down, press in, pull apart. I'm going to go in, pull apart. Again, I really like to modify this one. Step forward with your right foot, lean back, and pull apart again. Look to the right, turn to the left, and lean back some more with those shoulders. Belly button is really locked in place to the spine. Breathe in through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. In through the nose. 1, 2, 3. And come on out. Walk that off. And to complete our movements for specific issues. We're going to finish it off with shoulder issues. Now, depending on where you are in your shoulder injury or anything, please be intuitive about this practice. If you don't want to work the shoulder as deeply as I'm going to go today, then we can come back and see some of my other videos where I'm working the wrists and the elbows, and the ankles and the knees and the hips to help access the shoulder. So again, let's do, we already did swinger. I was going to do that one. Let's go ahead and do an elbow torque. Swinger would be great, but let's do an elbow torque instead. So take that right hand, lay it on top of the left shoulder, keeping it 90 degrees up. Take that elbow, or take your left hand and really attach your hand to the whole elbow, rotating in the direction that has more restriction in the shoulder blade and neck area. I'm going to go this way today. It can change from day to day which way you go. Belly button is to spine. Look over that right shoulder as far as you can and rotate that elbow by using that left hand to pull it around. Breathe in through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. In through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to stay on this side and do the second maneuver on the right side. Come to neutral, but stick your head through that circle of arms. Now your hand is still on that elbow. I want you to decide which way to rotate it now. Are you going to rotate it in towards midline or external out? Belly button is to spine is even more important here. Drop that left shoulder and left elbow down. Now look up towards the ceiling to really send that elbow and keep it back. I even like to bend my knees straight here, or bend them straight forward and pretend there's a bar stool right under me. So not a squat back, but keeping a straight line with your body. Breathe in through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. You can even step back with that right foot and deepen it. In through the nose. 1, 2, 3. And come out. Again, I really like to teach advanced classes that have all the modifications to them, but it's not for today's practice. Wow, feel the difference in both shoulders doing 2 maneuvers on that one side. All right, left side, left hand, just hanging out on top of the right shoulder, right hand, go full hand to the elbow. Really grab on. Rotate, pin, lock it in one way, try it the other way. Which one has more restriction? Choose that one and keep it. Keeping your elbow up, don't let it fall down. Look to the left, belly button is to spine. Rotate that upper body to the right. 3 breaths through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Same thing with the nose. 1, 2. Tuck that jaw in a little, or tuck the chin in a little. 3. Come neutral. Send your head through the circle. Again, you're rotating on that elbow. So pick which way you want to go with that right hand. Belly button to spine is very important. Drop the right elbow and right shoulder down. You can bend the knees forward if you want to go deeper. Now try to, do your best to look up, but it's really just to hold your elbow back. You don't have to exaggerate it. Breathe in through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Take your left leg and step back for a nice side stretch. Breathe in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Come out of it and take time to take a deep breath into those beautiful open lungs and rib cage, and exhale. All right, that is the end of our class for movement today. If you have further questions about hydration or anything, I'll talk a little bit about that. So for hydration, you want to make sure you're getting your silica in, which for Human Garage, that is called the fascial foundation. It's the foundation to reestablishing the cellular intake of that water molecule into the cells, giving it the thriving that it needs. After that, then the minerals from Irish sea moss, there's 92 just foundational trace minerals in Irish sea moss. So the fascial flow is what you would get if you wanted to get those minerals in. Between foundation and fascial flow of the human garage supplements, that is going to really activate and start that hydration process into the fascia, creating that nice liquid gel-like state. Um, it creates the antenna within us. It creates that liquid crystal within us, and it really allows our body to receive what it needs and to let go of what it doesn't. It gently supports the detoxification of the body while stimulating the electrical system of the body, which we need for communication for all the systems: blood, lymph, nervous, all of it. That's why it helps calm the nervous system. There are 3 zones of the body, as you noticed. There's zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. And depending on where I had you pinning and locking, depended on where the pressure was going to go. As you do fascial maneuvers a little bit more, you'll start to feel that pressure shift, especially once your connective tissue becomes hydrated. And so this is repressurizing through the hydraulic system of the fascia tubules. I grew up on a farm, so I remember my dad hooking up the planter to the tractor by the hydraulics, and he'd always pump some extra it was like grease into it. Well, he was hydrating the tubes for the hydraulics to work. It's the same process. The counter rotation is so important. And why? Because I showed you that the way that the fascia wraps around our body is like a double helix. Our heart is a vortex, just built just like this. Imagine a dish towel being wrung out. That's what our fascia is. So if we can do maneuvers where we are in a position of wringing ourselves out, we're able to open back up. So imagine a sponge wringing it out, and then it opens up and it's light and full and open. And that's how your body can feel. So the body is a pressurized system. What I want to say is get rid of your, the name always goes from me, from your inversion tables. Put your ankles in them, flip upside down, get rid of those, because once you start doing fascial maneuvers, you won't need to hang upside down from your ankles anymore. That's how much this decompresses the spine over time, from the cervical down to the lumbar, from the cranium down to the sacrum. And that activates that cerebral spinal fluid that flows all the way up to the pineal gland and all the way back down. Now we're getting into deeper stuff. This is how fascial maneuvers have brought me closer to my spiritual world. The opportunity for what fascial maneuvers can bring to you is ever expanding. And you never quite know where you're going to end up. But I can guarantee you, if you give this 28-day reset a try and you stick with this process for 6 months to a year, it's going to surpass what your desire is for your body. All right. If you'd like some different videos, I have a whole series on headache. So I'm happy to send you some videos over there. They are becoming more advanced. So check out my YouTube channel at Radiate Balance to find some beginner classes just like this one. I love you guys.